Welcome. This is Tech Relativity. What you're seeing is some of our life's work, creating technology solutions relative to me and you. Welcome everybody to the channel, Tech Relativity. This video is the first in many videos to come. I'm not a professional cinematographer, video person by any stretch of the imagination. And as this thing rolls along, I'm going to get somebody involved that's probably better at this than I. No, they will definitely be better at this than me. But to not make this too long-winded, the low voltage industry is my passion. This is what I do for a living. It's my life. It's my career. I got here because of mentors before me that taught me, a skill in this trade that I'm in now. Now, I did not start in the literal low voltage world. I did start in a part of the low voltage world that is not is commonly referred to as low voltage. It's called the 12-volt industry. I started off, went to Canada, went to Toronto, and I had the pleasure of going to a very cool school that taught me custom techniques to install car audio. I was always intrigued at electronics. I was always building computers and so forth. And again, not to be long-winded, went to Canada, learned custom fabrication, electrical law. They beat that into my head. Electrical law is everything. And I'm really thankful that they did that. I paid to go up there to do custom fabrication and other stuff. But they really taught well in the foundation of electrical law so that it could parlay me to easily understand and build custom applications for power logic controls, relays, etc., and circuits. This school is Mobile Dynamics. Derek Lee is a very famous part of the 12-volt industry. And at that school, they kind of give us a preview to something called Media Dynamics, which was their home theater part of the equation. So they basically, taught me a crash course, a lot of cool stuff, learned it, went back to Illinois. And I decided if I'm going to start at a shop in this career, I'm going to go work in the most expensive area possible. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Bentleys, anything expensive, I wanted to touch it. I wasn't afraid. I've always been like that. I've always been gung-ho and a lot of things. And right away worked down in Wrigleyville. Worked for a shop for 10 years and we touched everything, worked on celebrities' cars. I don't want to name any names, but I worked on a lot of famous people's, vehicles, which then parlayed into, they had yachts, they had custom homes, and I started getting into 12-volt, which leads us to today, which leads us to what the heart of the channel is about, is this 12-volt commercial, residential, municipal, industrial, low voltage applications, meaning access control, CCTV, communication systems, life safety systems, ERCS, automation and networks. And a lot of this is self-taught. I've been self-taught network engineer, RF engineer for many years. I'm not going to take any claim to what I'm good at solely on my own efforts, 100%. All my dad, his brothers are all engineers. A lot of what I've received is genetics. And one thing I wanted to stress enough is that, I think people don't give enough credence to who your ancestors are and as far as what your skill set is. And I've been gifted the talent of having a brain of an engineer. So I'm very thankful. So what you saw in the intro was a bunch of pictures of some of my work. I haven't really created a solid intro for us as a channel. and I'm going to be learning a lot as I go. I've seen a million YouTube videos. I haven't seen a lot of low voltage channels. I have seen some. I'm really not. I'm not trying to be a hater, but I'm really not impressed by the some of the work that I've seen out there. There's not a lot of good work in our industry, unfortunately. It's a baby of an industry. Look, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, all the other trades have been around for a long, long time. This trade's only been around since you could debate, but really the trade as a whole has only been around since the 70s. Pre-wiring homes, pre-wiring buildings for low voltage has not always been a big thing until the last 20 years or 30 years. So next video is going to be kind of a jump into a residential project. We are a Control 4 installation outfit, and we're putting a Control 4. We're doing about 6 Control 4 systems right now. And we're finishing up a few commercial projects, but we'll try to touch on some of them. I'm not sure if I'm going to make like a separate series for each individual property or whatever, or it's just better just to give little bits and pieces. I'll take suggestions down in the comments. So try to give me some suggestions. If you can like the video or subscribe or share it with a friend. I'm kind of doing these videos just to kind of do some self-reflection on, where my craft is at this point. Because I started somewhere. I wasn't always really good. I learned, but the number one thing I tell people is like, you don't necessarily need to be the best at there, but don't make excuses for why you can't raise your standards every single day that you wake up, because that's what I strive for. So there's no way to be perfect, but there is a way to give the perception that you're striving towards that, because there's always somebody out there that's going to be, better than you at what you do. And can you learn from them? I gotta get a haircut. Can you learn from them and raise your level so that you can be the best? And then with that, and that type of mentality is, I don't have to advertise. All the work that you're going to see in these videos, I didn't have to advertise for. Referral after referral after referral. I have to beat work away with a stick. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I've been trying to get the right technicians in place. We just haven't found every person that we need. We have a few people that work for us, and we're growing the team. This is our 3rd year in business, but it's been my 20th plus year in the industry. So I have plenty of experience and wherewithal. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Hey, thanks everybody for watching the video up to this point. I am trying to be as honest in my presentation. So after watching the first part of the video, it's my first attempt at video editing, and I'm fine with it. But we're going to improve this as we go along. So what I want to take you into is just a small, dive into one of our projects in Boynton Beach, custom home, Control 4, speakers, and there's going to be more videos to come in this project. So we're just going to try to break these videos up into projects and go from there, whether it be a commercial, residential, or so forth. We're going to break them all down and give you a bunch of content to, check out, give me some feedback on, and, maybe if you have anyone that needs a project taken care of for them, we can provide the tech solution. So take a look at this. How's everybody doing today? We're at another one of our projects. This would be the Witt residence. And right now what I'm standing in is the theater. So in the ceiling we have some speaker wires dropped in there. You can't see them, but we have pictures prior to the drywall going in. So we know where those wires are at. And if we look over here, we have all of our distribution panels. One of these sides actually feeds the other section of the house. And we did this because this was kind of a retrofit installation, and there was not much that we could do. We had to find a way to centralize everything in the house without opening walls to do so. So right now I'm just putting together the open frame rack, which is going to go in there. It's a little bit of a shallow closet, but it's going to remain an open door closet. We're probably going to do some accents around the rack to make it look nicer. And we're just going to take a little tour. Might be a little bit hard to see, but some bedrooms here, and we pre-wired everything. And I'll take you outside real quick so you can see the property. There's our company truck. And it's getting close. Probably about a 6,000 square foot property. There's a section of the house that's completely on its own. I think they're just going to use it as like a sister-in-law or something of that nature. But today we've just come here to start building the rack, getting the house prepared for a network and some Wi-Fi. And in here we'll walk this way. There's a second story. I'll take us up there in a separate video, but we got our patio pergola area, which we're going to have speakers up here in the lattice. So there's an access point wire that's ready to go. We got our speaker wires in here as well. Over here, we got another room, just another bigger room, and you can see the backyard's pretty big. Patio area, speakers are going in there too. And then this takes us to our other side of the house, the garage, and our distro panel. Now we put this over here to feed these bedrooms. We're going to put a network switch over here, managed switch, in that can. It has electric. And then we just have our other bedrooms. Attic access over there. Bathroom. There's the office. And yeah. So in every bedroom, we have dropped Cat 6. And we have our, of course, preferred vertical cable keystones everywhere in this property. Since, about a year ago, we've pretty much moved to vertical cable only. There's some of our speaker wires we're going to put in here. Fill. Bring some fill for this room. TV outlet on that wall. Just some trim to do. Nothing crazy, but this is going to be a control for our house. Distributed audio, matrix, automation, backbone. All they're starting off with is just a feeder and a few other things. So we'll bring you back here when we get a little bit more completion done. Signing out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Here we are again on another day at the house we were working on just the other day out here in sunny South Florida. And what I'm going to do is just kind of set the phone down so you can see me start to put this rack together and explain what I'm doing. Now I'm working off my current Android phone for video recording just to get some of these videos going. And we'll take baby steps as we continue the growth of our multimedia channel here on YouTube. Probably put this on other platforms eventually, but we don't want to overshoot our expectations. So right now I've got my router, gateway, firewall, all in one Ubiquity. USG Pro 4. And then we put our Keystone patch panel. We used to use a traditional patch panel, but recent years it's become very evident that this is a much better solution. Meaning we can move keystones around. Once you punch down a regular patch panel, you're just pretty much stuck with the way you wired it up. It's a lot of hassle to undo it and redo it. You can't do it, but we're talking about hours and seconds between moving a keystone that just unclicks from the back of these. So we're going to put this guy in the middle. And that's because we're going to have a network switch, which is going to be right below that. And you'll have your short patch cables that plug right into the keystone. They used to do a lot of, wire managers, wire trough, but why go through all that extra material? Plus, it sticks out in front of the unit, takes up space. This is just everything is shorter cables, visible connections, good labeling, etc. It comes out for a pretty nice clean look. You don't tighten too hard because these are this is aluminum and strip out and so forth. All right, now we're going to put in our network switch right below that, as such, so we can have our connections and other optics together. All right, so we're going to put in some wire nut clips for the switch. See how to put these guys in. They're a little pressure clip, and those guys just squeeze, fit in these little square outputs. And we just push it in, snaps into place just like that. All right. Prepare 2 screws. Now, little tricks you have to learn while you're working on your own. And that is to have 1 screw ready, a magnetic bit holder. And you put the screw in the first hole. Because don't take too much at first. You just want to get it in there, hold it up. There you go. You can tighten it up a little bit. That's it. We got a network switch in there. Now you can make your own patch cables and so forth, but that would be an insane time killer. So we're going to order ourselves some patch cables here to tie into this rack to service the feeds. All these are going to basically be the data connections around the house that were pre-wired earlier in the year. And that's it. Next video, you'll see some further progress. Have a good one, guys. The end of the video, and thank you so much. What we got here is just a little time lapse of me dressing out the rack and putting in the work to make sure that the foundation of this installation is serviceable and upgradable. A lot of guys just don't really care to do all this extra Velcro and all this extra tedious work, but it goes a long way for the sustainability and longevity of the system at hand. So don't be like those other guys that say, can't see it from my house. That's not how we do things. And in the next episode, you'll see the theater going up, speakers, etc., thermostat control, locks, this property, and we're excited to see it come to. So, see you guys in the episode, and it's going to be better every time I release something. That's what I strive for. That's what I want to see.